in the square grid below, A, B, and BC are straight lines, okay, which marked out in the figure already, these two, okay. By joining the dots on the grid with straight lines, draw trapezium ABCD such that AD is parallel to BC and AD is twice as long as BC. You already got ABC. So the last point is your D. So where is your D? Your AD is parallel to BC. So this and this must be parallel. So how do you even draw it to be parallel? So first of all, okay, look at B to C, right? Okay, you go 1 horizontal, then you go vertical, 1, 2. You can repeat the same thing for the other side. See, 1 horizontal, you go also 1 horizontal here. 1 vertical, another vertical, so you can also go 1 vertical, another vertical here. So you reach the same point, right? You know that it's going here. We know that AD is twice as long as BC. So twice as long. You need to draw another one of the same thing. 1 horizontal, then you go 2 vertical. So you will go another one here. So then after that, you just join up together. You join up together already, that's your point D. Part B. By joining the dots on the grid with straight lines, draw a triangle ABE such that AE is perpendicular to BE and AE is equals to BE. Triangle ABE does not overlap with the trapezium. Alright, so look at this. Your trapezium is here, right? If it cannot overlap, right, that means it must be somewhere around here. Because, okay, as you can see, your triangle is ABE. AB is already here. So your E, right, must be somewhere around on top. Cannot be below, because if it's below, right, then it will overlap with a trapezium, right? So it must be somewhere on top. That's the first thing you need to bear in mind. They say AE is perpendicular to BE. Perpendicular means there's a 90 degree. So you need to get somewhere, right, is 90 degree here. To get the 90 degree, you actually need to use a set square and a ruler. Because of my iPad, I'm using iPad, I cannot really show you how to do the set square and ruler. I can show you physical. So now, assuming that, okay, part B, we already got the answer. Okay, because from what I know, you all requested C, not B. So I'll just quickly show you the triangle first. There's a 90 degree there, okay? That's what they mean by perpendicular. And then another thing is your AE, this length and this length must be the same. So part C, right, you need to find the ratio of the area of trapezium ABCD to the area of the triangle ABE. Okay, so to find this, right, I will cut this diagram, right, into a few parts, okay? So this is the diagram you originally have, okay? But to be able to find the area, right, of this trapezium and this triangle, it's not something that you learn, that you can do directly. You only learn area of trapezium in secondary 1. So, right, trapezium confirm you need to cut into shapes that you really know, then you can find. So how are you going to cut? Remember, when you cut, right, it must be cut using horizontal or vertical lines. Because horizontal and vertical lines are the one that can help you to find the area. Reason being, right, if it's slanted, you don't know how many units it is. So how I will cut it, right, is this trapezium, right, I will cut it like this. You see the green color part and the yellow color part, okay? I will cut it like this. Likewise, for this triangle, right, okay, because all these are slanted lines, slanted lines, slanted lines. So I don't want, I will also cut it like this, horizontal part like this. So like this triangle here, right, okay, I can use half times base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half times 5. Okay, the height is 1, 2. So we times 2, so you get 5. Okay, so the area of this triangle here is a 5. Alright, then the area of this triangle here, right, do the same thing. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So half times base of 5. Then the height, right, is 1, 2 also. Okay, so half times 5 times 2, you get a 5. So together, this triangle here, right, is a 5 plus 5. Okay, triangle ABE is a 5 plus 5 is a 10 units. Then, right, okay, for this trapezium, okay, this triangle here, okay, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The base is 7. So half times 7 times the height is 1, 2. Okay, so half times 7 times 2, I get a 7 for this yellow triangle. For this green triangle, right, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so half times 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay, 4 for your height. So half times 7 times 4 is 14. Together, right, the trapezium, right, is 7 plus 14 is 21. So the area of the trapezium, okay, to the triangle, right, is going to be 21 is to 10. Okay, that's how you find your answer. Okay, this concept I will classify it as advanced model drawing, which, okay, to be honest, is really quite hard. At first, we have Wei Liang had 360 more stickers than Vikram. So whenever you see the keyword more, first thing, draw model. So Wei Liang to Vikram. So let me just draw the model, 360. Wei Liang gave 3/8 of his stickers to Sue. The fact that Wei Liang gave 3/8, right? Everybody, can you let me know Wei Liang at first here is what fraction? 8 out of 8. Correct? That's for Wei Liang. Yes. If this 8 out of 8, tell me how many units will you put here? Not 1 unit, huh? You remember this 8 out of 8 part, so you don't want it to be 1 because later 1 you cannot divide by 8. At least an 8 unit inside. Very good. So we're going to put in the 8 unit. Okay. Yeah. So we can actually get started with the very first equation, which is 8 out of 8 of Wei Liang, okay, is made out of 8 unit plus 360. Then I can first find 1 out of 8 of Wei Liang. Everything I need to divide by 8. Okay, so I divide by 8. I will get 1 unit plus 360 divided by 8 is a 45. Okay, alright. He gave 3/8 to Sue. Later on, Vikram gave 1/4 to Sue. In the end, Wei Liang had 159 more than Vikram. Now, the next clue we are going to work with what is in the end. The gave 3/8 not so important. The more important one is what is in the end for Wei Liang, so that we can make use of the number 159. Can you all see? So right, tell me what is the next fraction I need to find. Okay, very good. 5. Yes. So go and find 5 out of 8 of Wei Liang. So you're gonna times 5. Alright. So everything here you times 5. You will have here is 5 unit plus 225. Alright. Remember 1 unit times 5 is 5 unit. 45 also must times 5. Okay, 225. Alright, so we are done with Wei Liang. But don't forget your Vikram. So Vikram here is 8 unit at first. Vikram gave 1/4 to Sue. Vikram in the end. Okay, my question to you guys is this. Vikram gave 1/4. So Vikram should be left with what fraction? 3/4. Very good. Because if Vikram gave 1/4, he should be left with 3/4, right? But 3/4 of how many unit? Vikram at first is 8 unit. So 3/4 of that 8 unit, right? Vikram is left with 6 unit in the end. Teacher May, why you times 5? Because Wei Liang gave 3/8, that means Wei Liang is left with 5/8. 1 whole minus 3/8 is 5/8. How do you do this question is you must draw the model in the end whereby they say Wei Liang had 159 more than Vikram. So Wei Liang to Vikram, 159, draw it. Okay, 159 more. Remember, every time you see more than or less than, right? Draw your model, okay? Just draw. Okay, so 159 more. Okay, I'm going to teach you a little trick on how you can fill up your model in a way that is easier for you to understand. Alright, let me ask you all a very simple question, okay? Would you want to fill up Vikram first or Wei Liang first? The correct answer is actually you fill up Vikram first, it'll be easier. Why? Because your Vikram, look at this. Isn't it blank for you to fill up? It's like you are given a blank piece of paper. You can write whatever you want, right? Isn't it got more space to write also? So I want you to fill up the blank one first, which is Vikram is 6 unit. So you put it in here, 6 unit. Can see? Then now you fill up Wei Liang. You see, Wei Liang in the end is there with 5 unit plus 225. So if here is 6 unit already, right? Where will your 5 unit be? So you need to cut your model, right? 5 unit, it will be in front. Then the 1 unit must be behind, Okay, then if you fill up your 5 unit here already, right? Then isn't it you're left with 225? So can you all see where's your 225, everybody? Isn't it very, very easy to tell where's your 225? Can see or not? Okay, so are you able to tell your 1 unit now? If you get until here already, you would be able to know, right? 1 unit is 225 minus 159. Your 1 unit is 66. How many stickers did Vikram have at first? So Vikram, isn't it, have 8 unit at first, right? So 8 unit is 8 times 66. Okay, then the answer is 528. So number 12, we have the length of a rectangular tank is 60 cm as shown below. A divider is put into the rectangular tank to create 2 sections, section A and section B. Look at this, section A and section B. An equal amount of water was poured into section A and B. Okay, the height of A is 10 cm. So they put it here, and the height of B is 15 cm. What is the length of section A? So given okay everybody, your height here is 10. Your height here is 15. 10 is to 15, okay, that is the height difference. I want you to go and simplest form this difference. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. Alright? You will get 2 is to 3. The length is 60 cm. I want you all to think about this. Okay? I want you to think about this. And I want you to think about this. Okay? Tell me what kind of connection can you relate once I do up to here. You know that both for section A and B, the breadth is the same. Okay? And we know that equal amount of water is poured into section A and B. So by right, the water here and here are equal by right. But because of this length difference, it will cause in the difference in the height here. Your height, right, for section A is 10. Your height for section B is 15. That actually can give you the length of section A to length of section B ratio actually. Because water should be the same. So length times breadth times height should give you the same answer. Since the breadth is already the same, so the breadth will not contribute to the difference in their length or height. The breadth will also not contribute to the difference in the volume because the breadth are the same. The thing that's causing the height to be different is due to the difference in the length. Here is 2 to 3, right? Your length ratio must be 3 to 2. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, you are getting me 3 to 2. Yes, you must flip it. 2 times the breadth times the length. Let's say your length you put 3, right? Isn't it 2 times B times 3 is a 6B. Then if you do the other side, right? The volume here is a 3 times a 2 times a B. You also get a 6B. So the volume is equal. So 3 to 2, right? Together, right? They are 5 parts. Okay, their length make up 5 parts. And the length in total is 60 cm given from the question. So 60 is here. 5 part is 60. So 1 part is 60 divided by 5. Okay, you get a 12. If you want the length of section A, that is 3 part. 3 part is 3 times 12 give you 36. Alright, so final answer is 36 cm. I'm going to explain again. Equal amount of water is poured into section A and B. Equal amount of water means volume must be the same. So, if they give you the height here is a 10, the breadth here is the same as the other side. The breadth is the same. It will not affect the volume, okay? But the difference in the height here will then cause the length difference here to be different, because you need to get equal amount of water. So how can you actually balance back to get equal amount of water? So if here you got lower height, right? Here you got higher height, right? Then you must balance it out. This part here, you must balance out with the longer length. This part here, you must balance out with a shorter length. So that, right, when you go and find the water here that time, 2 times B times, let's say you put the 3 here, right, together is a 6B for the volume. Okay? For here, right, 3 times B times, just now I said balance out, you take a 2, right? 3 times B times 2, it will give you a 6B. Then the volume will be equal amount of water. So the key here is about balancing that height difference to become that length difference. So if the height difference here is 2 to 3, then the length here must be 3 to 2. It must balance out such that the volume will be the same. Okay, the divider is removed from the rectangular tank. What is the height of the water in the tank now? If you bring in the context from the previous question, we know that the length is 60 and the breadth we still don't know, it's still a B. So let's put this information down here, okay? Always connect your part A to your part B. So this is your breadth, and then this one we know is 60. Oh, by the way, they also give us 60 here, okay? So actually enough information lah. To be able to find the height here, you need to first find the volume of water here, correct? And to be able to find the volume of water, okay, I want you all to go back to here. So the hard thing about this question, right, is it's impossible to find the actual volume. You have to work with, like, in a way, algebra. To get the volume of water here, I need to split up into section A and section B. My section A, right, my height is 10. My length is 36, right? So to find my volume, okay, of section A, right, is going to be my length of 36 times my breadth times my actual height is a 10, okay? So it's not possible to find the B. You have to work around with the B. That's why it's hard. So the volume of section A, right, is 36 times 10, right, is 360 B. Okay? Volume of section B, okay, your volume of section B here is 2 parts. So how do you find 2 parts? 1 part is 12. So 2 parts, right, is 12 times 2 is a 24. Okay, so your length is a 24. Okay, your length is a 24 here. Your breadth, don't know, still put B. Alright, and your height is a 15. So you times 15. Alright, so same thing, work around with this. 24 times 15, you will get 360. And then you have a B. In fact, you want to make your life easier, you don't even need to do this because they already tell you equal amount of water is poured into section A and B. So just now you found 360B, right? Actually, naturally, you know this one 360B also. But it's good to do a check lah. To find out the volume of water here, inside here. Okay? From your section A, your volume of water is 360B. From your section B is 360B also. So together the volume, right, is 720B. Your height, right, okay, is volume divided by base area. If you forget this, right, we call this volume is length times breadth times height. Okay, so if you want to find the height here, you need to take the volume, always volume is the on top one, divided by your base area of length times breadth. Okay, this is the formula you need to know for this question. So if your volume is 720B, and your base area is your length times breadth, which is 60 times B. 60 times B, 60B, right? Then on top and bottom, the B can cancel away, divide away. The 10s can divide away. You left with 72 divided by 6. 72 divided by 6, that's how you get a 12 cm here. Alright, so this question not very straightforward. You need to work around in a way with a little bit of algebra, which you learn the basic in primary 6. So we have a baker had some tarts and cookies. He packed the tarts in boxes of 6 and cookies in boxes of 10. He sold each box of tarts for $28.80, each box of cookies for $22.20. He sold 4 times as many boxes of tarts as boxes of cookies. In terms of your boxes, alright, tarts to cookies is 4 times 4:1. Okay, this is the first ratio we can come about. Okay, then he earned a total of $2198.4 from the sale of all the boxes of tarts and boxes of cookies. How many tarts did he sell? You have the ratio for the number of boxes. And you're given 1 box of tarts, $28.80. 1 box of cookies is $22.20. Tell me what is the method you all should be thinking in your head here. Number times value, very good. Yes, it's your number times value, quantity times value. Because you got the quantity and you got the value that you need to times each other to get the total values. Okay, so here, items. Okay, bear in mind, your items here is talking about boxes. But later on, here it's not about boxes, it's about tarts. So this question very tricky, got 2 layers. Okay, so I need you to take note, the items here is boxes. So in terms of boxes, right, it's 4:1 for tarts and cookies, right? So I write tarts and cookies. In terms of quantity, it's 4 unit to 1 unit. Alright, I'm going to multiply by the value. Okay, now I know each box of tarts costs $28.80, so times $28.80. Each box of cookies costs $22.20, so $22.20. So you take how many boxes, you times the value, you will have the total value, right? The total price of all these boxes. So what you're going to do, you just take 4 times 28.8, you will get 115.2. Unit times number give you unit, alright? Don't forget your unit. 1 unit times 22.2, you will get back 22.2 unit also. So together, right, I want to know total how much money. So what I will do is I will take this, add up with this, alright? I plus together in my calculator, I will get 137.4 unit. This is the total price of all the boxes, which They mentioned he earned 2198.4. 137.4 unit equals to 2198.40. So 1 unit is 2198.40 divided by 137.4. Alright, your 1 unit value, right, is going to be 16. So how many tasks did he sell? Look at the quantity. Let's find out 4 unit first. So 4 unit is 4 times 16, which you'll get 64. But right here, okay, most students will most probably think that that's the answer. No, remember 64 is how many boxes, but they want how many tasks. So you need to go back to your very first layer. He packed tasks into boxes of 6. It means, right, one box got 6 tasks. 64 times 6. Yeah, so you get 384. Alright, 384. Tank A and B are cubical tanks. Okay, tank A has a length of 30 cm. Okay, so cubical tells you it's a cube. Cube, you should know all the length are equal. So which also means that if they tell you this is 30, you will know this is also 30, this is also 30. Okay, you have 30 cm right here and 30 cm right here. Okay, next. Tank A is completely filled with water. Tank B is empty. After 2/5 of A is poured into B, the ratio of the height of A to B is 8:3. Alright, so first of all, 2/5 of the water in A is poured into B, and they are asking for the water poured from A to B. Okay, it's 2/5 of what? 2/5 of the volume here. And the volume here is completely filled with water, length times breadth times height. Alright, so part A very simple. 2/5 times length times breadth times height. Alright, so that will give you the volume of water being poured to the other side is 10800. Okay, 10800 ml. Okay, you can put cm cube also because cm times cm times cm is cm cube. Cm cube and ml is the same. Yeah. Find the length of tank B. After you pour already, right, what happened is that you are transferring the 10800 ml of water to here. So I don't know where it stopped. I will draw something like this. Okay. Okay, so this one is the 3 unit, and then for tank A is 8 unit of the height left. So I will just go back here and I put the 8 unit. Okay, height of A in the end. Who can tell me what you do? Bearing in mind, original height was 30. You already pour out 2/5, so you are left with what fraction of the height? 3/5 of the height. So you 3/5 of the original height is 30, right? So you 3/5 times 30 cm, alright? You will get 18 cm, okay, is the height of A. Okay, height of A in the end. Everybody, isn't it, you know your 8 unit here is your 18 cm. Can you see? 8 unit here is your 18 cm. You can find 1 unit is 18 divided by 8. 2.25, okay? 2.25. 3 unit is 3 times 2.25, and that will then give you, okay, the height in here is 6.75. Yeah, so this part here is 6.75 cm. You want the length of B, right? We got the volume and we got the height already. So now what is left is to find the length. Pretty easy already. Because you know this is a cubical tank. So if it's a cubical tank, right, the length here and the length here will be the same, right? So to find the volume, right, everybody, isn't it length times the height of 6.75? That will then give you the volume, which is 10800, right? So the first thing what you will do, opposite of times here is a divide. So you will take 10800 divided by your height here. You are getting the base area basically. Okay, so your base area is 1600. Length times length is 1600. So left with the last step to find the length itself, right? You will square root the 1600. Okay, then you will get 40. Over here, answer is 40 cm. Okay, we have David and Edmund had some stamps at first. The ratio of stamps that David had to that of Edmund was 1:4. David gave 1/3 to Edmund. The Edmund gave half to David. In the end, David had 170. So just by looking at this question, you see, you started with a ratio at first. Then David give to Edmund, Edmund give to David. So there are 2 changes, right? So we're going to work from the front, change 1 and everything, okay? So let's begin with a table like this. Like this, okay. We have David and Edmund, okay? So at first, the ratio is 1:4. So I will put 1 unit to 4 unit. Change number 1. David gave 1/3. Okay, the fact that David gave 1/3, right, means David got how many units, everybody? David gave 1/3 is 1 out of 3, right? So your David should be 3 units, right? If David should be 3 units, means here must times 3. Understand? You must make David into 3 units first. You will have 3 units here, and you have 12 units here. Alright, change number 1. David gave 1/3 of his stamps to Edmund. So out of 3 units, right, he gave 1 unit. So change number 1, right, is minus 1 unit. So David gave that 1 unit to Edmund, right? So Edmund must plus 1 unit. Okay, for this type of question, don't straight away go to change 2. If you straight away go to change 2, right, you will make mistake. You need to find the end of change 1, what is happening here first. Because this is something you need to check later on. 3 unit minus 1 unit, end of change 1, David got 2 unit. 12 unit plus 1 unit, right? 13 unit for Edmund. Okay, that's end of change 1. Now, look at the change 2 right here. Edmund gave half. It means, right, Edmund must be 2 unit at this point in time. But Edmund is 13 unit at this point in time. Okay, I'm going to teach you a technique. There's a lot of ways to do it, but I'm going to do it this way. So how can you make it such that Edmund become 2 unit? You can actually times 2. If you times 2, right, everything you times 2 throughout also. Times 2. Because everything must tally, right? So here will be 6 unit, here will be 24 unit, here will be minus 2 unit, here will be plus 2 unit, here will be 4 unit, and this will be 26 unit. Okay, the reason why I times 2, because Edmund here should be left 2 unit, but here is 13 unit. I times 2 such that it can become an even number that can be the same as the 2 unit here. Here, that 2 unit, it becomes 26 already, right? Here you can times 13 times 13 is actually the same as 13 out of 26. It means, right, Edmund got 26 unit, and Edmund gave that 13 unit to David. So, which also means, right, in change number 2, Edmund gave away that 13 unit from here. Gave to David. So, David must add that 13 unit. In the end, David is 4 unit plus 13 unit is 17 units, okay? For Edmund is 26 unit minus 13 unit, you left with 13 unit. David had 170 in the end. Isn't it? David is left with 17 units in the end. That 17 units is equals to David in the end is 170. So 1 unit is 170 divided by 17 equals to 10. So how many stamps did David have at first? Remember, look at the last one in the bracket. That's the final one you look at. So David, right, has 6 units at first. So 6 unit is 6 times 10, you get a 60. Alright, so part A is a 60. How many stamps did Edmund have in the end? Edmund in the end is a 13 unit. You just need to take 1 unit, which is a 10. 13 times 10, you get 130. Okay, so 130 done. Okay, so we have in the camp, the number of boys is 4 out of 5 of the number of girls. 4 unit represent the boys, 5 unit represent the girls. The number of children is 2 out of 5 the number of adults. So 2 unit represent children, 5 unit represent adults. What is the ratio of the number of girls to the number of adults in the camp? So for boys to girls, right, is 4 to 5. Okay, 4 to 5. For children to adults, right, is 2 to 5. Yeah, 2 to 5. Now, whenever you have 2 fraction or 2 ratio, right, you need to find your repeated item for this. And your repeated item for this, right, is your children. Boys plus girls give you your children. So B plus G will give you your children. 4 plus 5 is 9. So your children is 9 unit here, your children is 2 unit here. You need to make children the same. So to make it the same, you times 2. Here you times 9. You need to make children the same. So you will get 8 is to 10 is to 18. This one you get 18 is to 45. Okay? Girls to adults. 10 to adults is 45. Okay, you need a simplest formula, I believe. Girls to adults is 10 is to 45. Simplest form divided by 5. Divided by 5. Okay? Then you will get 2 is to 9. Okay? So your answer will be option number 3. So number 9, we have the table below shows the type of medals to be awarded for mathematics competition. We are given the average of the best 4 quizzes score. For gold is 85 to 100, silver is 70 to 84, bronze is 50 to 69. Every participant has to take part in total of 5 quizzes. A medal will be awarded using the average of the best 4 quizzes score. So part of team score sheet is merged and the scores for the first 3 quizzes are shown below. Given that his scores are whole number, what is the lowest possible score? Team must get in quiz E to get a gold medal. To get a gold medal, you need to minimally get how many marks? 85, right? Okay, why minimally? Because they say lowest possible. So if 85 is your average, how do you find the total of that 4 quizzes score that you need to get? 85 times 4. So your total score minimally you need to get is 340. 340. For this to be the lowest, right? This one that is being smudged, you want it to be what kind of number? Tell me. You want it to be as high as possible, so that the other one can be low, right? So what is the highest number you can put there? 79. Okay. So given that our total score is 340, alright, let's minus the highest score that we can get from here. Okay, isn't it a 95? It's the highest, we want to minus it away. Minus 95. After you minus 95 already, the next highest is 79. So you minus another 79. 2 quizzes already. So you minus the third highest, 78 or 79 higher. Of course 79 higher. So you minus the 79 here again. The score for the last quiz, or the 4th quiz, right? You minus already, you will get 87. The lowest possible score right here, right, is a 87.